am finally back in my Stardew Valley sim save file, and today I've got another 2-in-1 build to share with you. We are on the Tails End lot in Brindelton Bay, aka Pelican Town, which will be our Willow Lane. This is where Sam's family lives next door to Emily and Haley. We've made some decent progress in this world, so if you've missed any of the other builds in this series, I'll put a link to the full playlist at the end of the video so you can catch up. Replicating these homes exactly the Sims wouldn't look very appealing, so I kept similar vibes to the original houses, but definitely changed things up quite a bit to have these buildings look nicer and be more functional in this game. The first house we'll get into is Emily and Haley's. The roof line on their house in Stardew is super odd, so I changed it here. I kept the idea of the larger peaked roof next to a smaller one by adding in a covered porch with a little pointed roof, but it is definitely quite different. I think it looks better this way though, while still giving a similar look to the original. I also made sure to plant plenty of sunflowers and other yellow flowers in the yard for Haley. I was inspired to share this Stardew build next because of the Crystal Creations pack that came out recently. It immediately reminded me of our gemstone girlie Emily and her crystal healing event. I could also see her loving creating her own jewelry to go with the different clothes she sews. So it just made sense to share their home next in case you want to help her thrive with the new pack. I do not have the Crystal Creations pack, and I built this lot quite a while ago, so do not worry if you don't have it either. You will not need it to download this build. But if you do have it, this is a great home to play with it in. Speaking of builds that are a good fit for the new pack, I recently built an oddities museum where I put like all the occult and weird shit we have in The Sims into one lot. It has a greenhouse too, which would be the perfect spot to add in one of those crystal trees. Even without the new pack, it's a really fun build and it's probably one of my favorites. So I'll put a link in the corner here in case you want to check that build out next for even more quirky and mystical vibes. I kept with the beachy vibes Haley's room has in Stardew and included some photography supplies as well as her big vanity. There wasn't space to add an entire darkroom off her bedroom, but if you're missing it, you could try adding a basement and creating one down there. In between their bedrooms is Emily's sewing room. Unfortunately, we don't have functional sewing machines in The Sims 4, so instead I gave her some knitting supplies. To make this more functional, you could add in a jewelry making table or convert it into Haley's photo studio. Emily's bedroom has a very colorful, boho feel to it, similar to her original room. For some reason, we can't have birds as pets in The Sims 4, so I couldn't give Emily her pet parrot. I did hang up the macaw feather above her bed as a nod to them though. She also has a meditation stool in her room for her wacky, lucid dream spaces. There's also a couple down in the living room for crystal bathing with her friends. They don't really have a backyard in Stardew Valley, so I really got to do whatever I wanted back here. I give them a big deck with plenty of space for hanging outside together. I can see both of them really enjoying hosting company, especially in the summer when they can spend time out here soaking up the sun. I landscaped the yard with plenty of sunflowers and placed down a pair of yoga mats back here too. Up next is Sam's family's house. I also gave them a front porch and changed up the roofline a bit too. I think it helps make this place look like it could be a real house somewhere and not just an odd, flat video game home. First up is Vincent's bedroom. He has a cloud wallpaper in Stardew, so I gave him the most similar one I could find in The Sims. I kept to the blue, green, and red color scheme of his original bedroom in here too. It's pretty small and simple, but it's a cute kid's room. Their original living room has that bright purple wallpaper and rug in it, which is fun, but I went with a more muted, calming purple in my version. Jodi's life is kind of absorbed by being a mom and homemaker, a bit to her dismay I think, so I added in lots of kids' crafts and toys everywhere. With Kent being away a lot for the military, I think Jodi has quite a lot of freedom to do whatever she wants with the house, so she's gone fairly feminine with the decor. I don't think Kent is one to have strong opinions on this stuff, so he doesn't mind. Upstairs we have Sam's room up first. Putting brick walls in here like he has in Stardew wouldn't really make sense, so I leaned into the bright blues and greens of his original room instead. In my Stardew farmhouse build, I created custom spouse rooms for all the marriage candidates that you can swap in as you'd like. In that version of his room, I believe I do incorporate brick walls and have more space for his whole band to practice, so definitely check those room builds out too on my gallery page. The last bedroom is Jodi and Kent's, again pretty simple and feminine. They also have an ensuite bathroom and laundry room that I didn't show, but you'll be able to take a peek at those when I show off the floor plan. In their backyard, I gave them a cute little patio with a grill and dining table. It's small back here, but I was able to squeeze in a kiddie pool and swing set for Vincent too. I know the little pool is just for toddlers in this game, but it's cute and I like the idea of him being able to play with it. Alright, that's both houses done. I didn't show off the bathrooms as they were pretty small and simple, but you can get a quick look at them in the floor plans. Now let's jump into the cinematics and see how these Stardew neighbors get on here. This was a nice, quick build to get back into our Building Stardew Valley series. Even if you're not into Stardew, I think these are both just cute, simple family homes for any Sims household. I have tons more builds to share in this series, so let me know what you're interested in seeing next. Marnie's Ranch, Jojamar, the Community Center, something else? Sound off in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. I'll link the full playlist at the end here in case you want to catch up on our Pelican Town progress. If you're enjoying this build series, give the video a thumbs up so I know you want to see more. And be sure to subscribe so you don't miss our next one. Remember, be kind to yourself today, and I'll see you next time.